Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in again. So today we're mixing things up a little bit and we're going to be ranking all of XG's music videos. So we all know I love XG, right? Right. But the other day I was thinking to myself about which of their music videos was my favorite. And I couldn't pick one. So after some deliberation and a lot of thought, I decided that it was up to me to determine what the greatest XG music video of all time was. So here we are. Obviously, this is a tremendous responsibility and I plan to take it very seriously. But let's get started, shall we? So a quick disclaimer before we really dive in. I am only going to be taking a look at their music videos. Performance videos don't count. So as much as I would love to include XG in here, I simply cannot. 14 music videos is already a lot. So, but yeah, now that that's out of the way, let's really get into it. So let me explain to you a little bit of my thought process behind all of this. Each music video has been scored out of 5 categories: production value and visuals, editing, styling, performance / choreo, and storytelling. Based on their scores in each category, I have calculated their position in the ranking based on a very complicated mathematical formula. I'm literally just ranking them from lowest to highest. It's that simple. But yeah, enough stalling. Let's really get into it. Okay, so let me just be straight up with y'all. The Howling music video is unmatched. But we knew this, right? And we all know that I worship at the altar of this music video, so I'm not even really gonna attempt to rank it because it's just 10s across the board. But for the sake of this video, we will put it at number 0 because really it's in a league of its own. It's untouchable. So yeah, now that we've addressed that, let's actually get into it. Okay, so starting at number 9, and you will see why we started at number 9 in a bit, we have Tippy Toes. But yeah, absolutely love this song. Incredible debut, but the music videos, just kind of meh. But yeah, let's break it down. So in production, I gave it a 6. There were a few interesting ideas in here, but the execution of them just kind of fell a little bit flat. Obviously, they're a brand new group. The company's just testing the waters with how much budget to give them. But like I said, it all just kind of felt meh. For editing, I gave it a 5. And the reason is because all of the cuts kind of just bring the pacing of the music video down. It just drags. So yeah, the pacing just really didn't do it for me. For styling, I gave it a 4. Personally, I just thought that the outfits in this were too basic. Compared to the stuff that we get later from them, this just doesn't hold a candle. But yeah, for performance though, I give it a 10 because honestly, the girls ate this up. This was a spectacular debut in terms of like song and performance. Absolutely incredible. They gave us energy, they gave us commitment, they went all in, they were giving fierce, and honestly, this choreo slaps. And finally, for storytelling, I also gave it a 4. The reason is because there were quite a few set pieces in this, but there was nothing that tied them together, so it didn't feel cohesive. But yeah, so altogether, using my proprietary formula, that amounts to a 5.8 out of 10. But yeah, like I said, I love this song, but the MV just doesn't do it justice, nor does it do justice for the girls. But let's move on. In the number 8 spot, we have Mascara. Yeah, another amazing song. Fun fact, this is actually the song that got me into them as a group, so. And yeah, the music video is cute, but it's definitely a step up from Tippy Toes. But yeah, let's look at these scores, shall we? So in production, I gave it a 7. For this one, it's pretty obvious that the label increased their budget for the music video, which honestly I appreciated. It shows that they're putting faith into these girls, and we love to see it. And it was definitely a step in the right direction for them. For editing, I also gave it a 7. It's definitely much better than Tippy Toes in terms of pacing, but there were still some parts that lagged a little bit. For styling, I gave it a 6. The fits were cute, again, better than Tippy Toes, but they're still just kind of basic, you know? And for performance, I gave it an 8. The girls ate Obviously, nobody's questioning or doubting that. But I did like the choreo for Tippy Toes just a little bit more than this one. And finally, for storytelling, I gave it a 4. Again, there really wasn't anything tying all of the set pieces together in this one. So yeah. Overall, this MV got a score of 6.4. Definite clear step up from Tippy Toes in terms of production and editing, but they just hadn't found their X factor to match with their incredible talent. So yeah, 6.4. Okay, so jumping ahead a little bit in the timeline, for number 7, we have New Dance. So yeah, let's just get into it. For production, I gave it a 7. There was some nice cinematography here and there, but overall the music video was kind of simple. For editing, again, I gave it a 7 because the pacing in this one was pretty good. But at the end of the day, the editing is pretty straightforward. Again, leaning towards simplicity. And I kind of prefer the more wild, chaotic music videos. And now for styling, I had to give it a 6. Normally, I really love XG styling, but this one was interesting. The majority of the fits pretty simple, pretty cute, which is again a very strong theme in this music video. But the brown and the pink fits, oof, they were not it. I'm sorry, I really am. But they did my girl Kokona so dirty with this one. I mean, it's bound to happen when you're trying to be out there in terms of fashion and styling. You're bound to have a couple misses, but this one was just a miss for sure. For performance, I gave it an 8. The girls 8, obviously. They're never not gonna eat. They're XG. And what do I always say? They never miss. And finally, for storytelling, I gave it a 6. Here, there are a few moments that attempt to tell a story, but they tend to connect more with our larger group concept rather than the concept of the music video. So yeah, for that reason, I had to give it a 6. Overall, that brings us to a score of 6.8. It's a cute, laid-back music video, and really, I think that's what was needed for the song. Okay, so in the number 6 spot, we have Winter Without You. Now, I'll be honest, I don't actually listen to the song that often, probably because it's a Christmas song. But yeah, for a Christmas song and music video, pretty good. So let's break it down. For production, I gave it a 7. It's pretty obvious that they reused some of the set pieces from Puppet Show, but compared to Puppet Show, they're just not as elaborate. But it does fit the theme of the song. For editing, I gave it a 7. It's a slow song, so the pacing does match that. There's really nothing egregious about this pacing, but I did notice that they used a lot of crossfades. Like a lot. For styling, my favorite category, I gave it a 7 because I think that it's really cute. For performance, I gave it an 8. So obviously there's no choreo to go with this one, but in terms of like the acting, they're pretty great. Like when I was rewatching it, I still got emotional during those scenes in the video booth. I just think it's really cute. I loved it. I love that they were so vulnerable. Finally, for storytelling, I also gave it a 7. So what I like about this one is that it actually does have an overarching storyline. Like you start with Chisa just calling out into a vast frozen landscape. Do I know what she's saying? No, but I assume that she's calling out after a loved one who she misses. And then they kind of tie all of that together with the messages from their family. But it is just kind of a simple storyline, simple message, but still cute. So yeah, if we put that all together and calculate the average, that amounts to a score of 7.2. So up next in the number 5 spot, we have Left, Right, Left, Right. Da-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na. Do I remember all of the choreo? No. This is me trying my best. But yeah, let's get into it. For production, I give it a 7. I just love the whole space cruise concept that they have going on here. But if they had just played it up a little bit more, then this would have been spectacular. But yeah, they kind of went like very chill with it. For editing, I gave it an 8. The pacing in this one is just perfection. It's honestly like so good. For styling, I gave it an 8. The monochrome fits are spectacular. I love them. And they have this kind of like vintage vibe that I really, really like. J'adore. For performance, I give it a 10. Surprise, surprise, I love this choreo. But my love for this choreo cannot be overstated. And the girls execute it flawlessly. Like the take you to the other side, XG we certified. That section alone deserves a 10 out of 10. The rest of it is also just amazing. Finally, for storytelling, I gave it a 6. This music video has a concept, a really clear and really great concept. Problem is there's no plot, so 6. But yeah, Overall, that amounts to a score of 7.8. Love the song, love this choreo, love these girls, and the MV is pretty cool. So, in the number 4 spot, we have a tie. Now you see why I had to start at number 9. So, the first music video at number 4, we'll call it 4A for the sake of clarity, is If You Know, You Know. You know? But yeah, let's have a look, shall we? And for production, I give it an 8. The bat sets are really, really cool, but the forest scenes and the more on location scenes, they are just a little bit simple. They have a nice little balance there. For editing, I gave it a 9. The editing here is top tier. All the effects are super cool. The animated sections in this are super fun and the pacing is exquisite. For styling, I gave it an 8. Again, we have some really cute outfits, but they are more on the simple kind of minimalistic side. For performance, I gave it an 8. The girls gave great performances as usual. And as fond as I am of this choreo with the shoulder thingy that they do, it's just not my favorite. It's up there, but it's not the favorite, you know? And finally, for storytelling, I gave it a 7. And the reason is because I'm still not sure why they set it in the bathhouses. Still just completely goes over my head. I'm completely lost there. But everything else seems to tie together quite nicely. So yeah, overall, I got a score of 8. It really is just a super fun music video with kind of a laid back vibe to it. Moving on. So 4B is their most recent music video. Is This Love? It most definitely is love. I absolutely adore this song. But yeah, let's break it down. In production, I gave it an 8. And the reason is because all the sets in this have that kind of minimalistic aesthetic to them. And while it still looks really, really good, personally, I just prefer their more elaborate sets. For editing, I gave it an 8. There's really nothing super out there about the editing in this music video. Like, the pacing is great. And the whole Harvey as a robot / humanoid AI type thing, really fucking cool. For styling, I gave it a 7. The fits are super, super cute, but I have a few questions. Why does Kokona have 2 wigs on her shoulders? Honestly, it looks like she skinned Prince Charming from Shrek twice and is wearing his hair as a trophy on her shoulders. And also, where the hell are Harvey's eyebrows? Give her back her eyebrows, please. These are just some things that they do that to me are just a little questionable. But yeah, moving on. In performance, I give it a 10. Maya's outro dance is absolutely everything and deserves all of the 10s. But that Jurin and Hinata kiss, absolutely perfection. It was amazing. And finally, for storytelling, I give it a 7. And the reason is because I think I'm dumb. I just couldn't figure out a way to tie all of the visuals and the set pieces together with the song. So either I'm missing something or the message that they're trying to send is getting a little bit muddled. Or maybe it's both. I don't know. If you know what it's about, please tell me, because I could not figure it out for the life of me. But yeah, so overall, again, I gave it an 8. Super cute, super dreamy vibes. Plus, I will never ever get over that kiss. If you had any doubt that XG was for the girls and the gays, there's your proof. But yeah, that's it for number 4. Let's move on. Whew. Okay, now that we're in our top 3, I'm gonna need y'all to strap in if you weren't already. In the number 3 spot, we have a 4-way tie. Some of these music videos are just so good. They're all on the same level. But anyways, 3A is Shooting Star. This one's definitely a favorite of mine. So yeah, let's have a look at these scores. In production, I gave it an 8. The sets go absolutely crazy for this one. And at this point in the timeline is where we see them really start to explore their kind of world building abilities. They haven't fully committed to the concept of world building yet. For editing, I gave it a 9. Watch this music video and tell me it's not incredible. It just flows so well and have some really, really crazy effects in here, which again gives it this really dynamic energy. For styling, I give it a 10. J'adore. I absolutely love all the outfits in this music video, especially the graffiti fits in the second chorus with Maya. Oof, they're so good. Yeah, for performance, also gave it a 10. No explanation needed there. Literally one of their best choreos, and they absolutely ate, as always. But yeah, so finally, for storytelling, I did give it a 6. They're still just kind of dipping their toes into the storytelling. But again, there's no through line that's kind of connecting everything together, no plot. But compared to other music videos, this one does have a more cohesive feel, and I feel like that is because of the sets and the styling. Overall, I gave this one and the 3 others in this category an 8.6. Okay, 3B. TGIF, another favorite. This one is just so cunty. Let's break it down. In production, I gave it an 8. So this one again is another one that's filled with more minimalist sets and a lot of on-location sets too. But they're still pretty cool, just a little more subdued so they don't take away from the girls. Now for editing, I gave it a 9 because the editors took the whole mutant concept that they have and just really ran with it. Just spectacular, really. For styling, I give it a 9 also because, again, I absolutely love the outfits. Again, this kind of like bold fashion of theirs that they have is just, it just speaks to me and I love it. And yeah, for performance, I also gave it a 9. The girls ate down and that's all that need to be said. And finally, for storytelling, I gave it an 8. And what I like about this one is that not only does it have a really clear concept, but there is a kind of overarching theme and through line that ties everything together. But there's still no plot, no kind of narrative there to follow. So yeah, add that all up, that amounts to an 8.6. It just has such a weird and quirky vibe to it, but they really own it and they lean into it and they commit to the concept and the vibe and the gag, which just makes it a million times better. In 3C, we have Puppet Show. So yeah, let me just speed run through these two because I feel like I've been talking forever. In production, I give it a 10. Obviously, the sets for this one are just so elaborate and cool. And the fact that they got so many performers and extras to take part in this is just incredible and it deserves all of the 10s. Incredible production value, and from like a producing standpoint, a lot of work must have gone into that. For editing, I gave it an 8. This one is a bit slower paced than some of their other music videos, especially some of their other title tracks, but that pacing in the end does serve the story that they're trying to tell. For styling, I gave it an 8. Some really cute outfits in this one, but I cannot get over what they did to Harvey's teeth. It just looked so off to me. Personally, it's not something that I would really enjoy. But yeah, for performance, I gave it an 8 because obviously the girls ate and the choreography is really cool and they absolutely executed it flawlessly. But on top of that, the acting in this is actually pretty good too. And finally, for storytelling, I gave it a 9 because we finally have a story to go with all of the world building that they've been doing. And I love it. So yeah, again, you add it all up, divide it all down, you get an 8.6. Whew, okay, and finally, for 3D, we have Something Ain't Right. Let's have a look-see at these scores here. In production, I give it an 8. Again, here we have some really simple on-location sets and a few constructed sets as well. But if you really think about it, the simplicity of those sets actually ends up serving the story. For editing, I gave it a 9. Again, great pacing, awesome effects, and the way that they brought to life and visualized all of their different superpowers was just amazing. Genius work. For styling, I gave it an 8. Again, fits really cute. I like most of them. They're really quirky, which fits the vibe of the song, but they're not all hits. There are a couple misses in there. But yeah, nothing egregious really. And for performance, I gave it a 9. With regards to their acting, they all give this kind of nonchalant vibe, and it's really just giving like, ugh, these puny humans, they're so weak, which again, serves the story that they're telling. So yeah, I just thought it was genius. I absolutely loved it. But yeah, and lastly, for storytelling, I gave it a 9 because the concept I absolutely adore. And even though the plot of the music video isn't as elaborate or in your face as say Puppet Show, it's still there. So we love that. We love that there's a story to match this incredible world building of theirs. And so that finally brings us to our top 2. May I have the envelope, please? I don't have an envelope to receive. Okay, never mind. In our number 2 spot, the first runner-up is Woke Up. So yeah, let me tell you why it's in the number 2 spot. For production, I give it a 10. Obviously, the sets, the extras, the visuals, everything. Just top tier. Incredible. Okay, for editing, I give it a 9. Because the effects on this go crazy and the pacing of it just flows so well. It hits every beat and matches every single one of their flows. It's just perfection. For styling, I also gave it a 9 because Kokona shaving her own head on camera is peak. That's queen shit right there. Those are queen moves. And also, I love Maya's suit in this. It's just so freaking cool. But yeah, for performance, I gave it a 10. Yeah. And finally, for storytelling, I gave it an 8. There's definitely a story here, but because of all of the crazy editing and the effects and the visuals, and it does get a little bit lost and muddled in some places. But yeah, overall, still pretty cool. So yeah, all of that together adds up to a score of 9.2 because it is that bitch. It is that girl. We made it to the end. We finally reached the #1 XG music video of all time, and it is Girl Gang. Yeah, it's an incredible song. And this music video is insane. But yeah, let's break it down. In production, I had to give it a 10. The world building for this one is crazy, insane, psychotic even. It's phenomenal. And I just love their whole alien concept. I live for this sci-fi alien shit. For editing, I also give it a 10. I literally cannot explain how good the editing in this is. It's just crazy. All the visuals and the effects and everything. I think they even have some like AI shots in here, which is crazy work. So yeah, it absolutely deserves a 10. For styling, I also gave it a 10 because the costumes for this one, their whole like alien baddie costumes, they're just so freaking cool. Yeah, okay, now for performance, I had to give it a 9. Only because it's so short. We do not get enough clips of the choreo, and the choreo is crazy. It's so good. So I think they really did a disservice to the choreo and the performances of this music video by making it so short. They still go hard and go crazy on this one, but I just wish it was longer. And finally, for storytelling, I gave it an 8. In this one, there is definitely a plot, there's a concept, there's a through line. It has all of the elements that deserved a score of 10, but because it's so short, the story feels unfinished. It literally feels like the first chapter of the story. The fact that it's so short just kind of does that story and the performance and even the visuals a disservice because there's just not enough time to savor it all. And honestly, I'm gonna need xGalax to remedy that immediately. I need a sequel, please. So yeah, take that, put it all together, add the formula to it, and we get a score of 9.4. Making it our highest ranking music video, second only to the masterpiece that is Howlin'. We did it, guys. We made it through. Give yourselves a pat on the back if you're still here. And maybe a stretch. Stretch your legs, walk around for a little bit, you know? Get that blood circulating. And there we have it. The definitive ranking of all of XG's music videos so far. It's very, very early in their careers still, and they're bound to give us more incredible work. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, thank you all so much for tuning in, for staying until the very end. Honestly, if you made it this far, congratulations, you're a real one. And I love you. But yeah, let me know what you think of this ranking. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Would you make any changes to the lineup here? I'd seriously love to hear all of your thoughts and more down below in the comments. And let me know if you want to see more videos like this. I seriously had so much fun doing this. So let me know what artists you think I should rank next. But yeah, that's it for me. So don't forget to like and hit that subscribe button because it helps me out a lot. And I will see you very soon with some more new content. Peace out. But look at these glasses I got. Aren't these so cool? Can you even see the lights?